Well, good morning. I say good morning. Welcome to First Parish Unitarian Universalist in Medfield, and welcome to all of you at home who are streaming in. We're so pleased that you all can be here. This congregation first gathered in 1651, and this beautiful historic meeting house where we worship this morning was built in 1789 on the unceded ancestral lands of the Nipmuc. So this morning, before we begin, I do want to acknowledge that there's a lot happening in our world right now that we are thinking a lot about. To that end, you may have seen the notice today after a little bit of coffee hour at 11:15, all are invited to come actually back up here into the sanctuary. I think we'll have a good turnout. The U-House might be a little tight. There'll be a listening circle to share any feelings you may be having about what's happening in Israel and Palestine right now. If you'd like to join us for that, you are more than welcome. Likewise, we're all grieving for yet again another horrific mass shooting in Maine. My sister-in-law lives just in the next town over, and it was awful being in lockdown, and we're grieving that as well. To that end, for some time now, we've been planning to do a gun violence awareness service on November 12th. We hope you'll join us for that. And part of that service, we will be installing a stone memorial, temporary display out on the front lawn. Someone, Rebecca Cornett, reached out who's been having this stone display go to houses of worship all in the area. So if you have any questions about that, you can ask myself, anyone on the Membership Outreach Committee, or the Social Justice Incubator. All that being said, we are here right now in this moment to be together in community and perhaps have a little fun. So we can do that too, even when things are hard in the world. In your order of service, please note that next Sunday, November 5th, the Religious Exploration Committee is hosting a breakfast buffet. They're going to get everybody breakfast who comes. You're all welcome, especially anybody who has been or wants to be an RE volunteer. They are going to be there to collect all those papers and forms that are needed. And Sarah Drum, boy, if you get on her bad side as our Corey administrator, forget about it. So anyhow, come next Sunday. It's 8:30 and 9:30 downstairs. Nice breakfast. And if you have any questions, ask Tian or Kirsten, the co-chairs of our RE committee. Speaking of Sarah Drum, she is still perhaps looking for volunteers for the blood drive. Yep. So she is here. That event is happening November 14th from 12:30 to 6. Looking for volunteers, and also for anyone who wants to sign up to donate blood. I am holding 3 What is Unitarian Universalism sessions. They are all independent of one another. You would only need to go to one if you are interested in learning more about our faith, our congregation. It's going to be a very casual event. We'll share a meal over at the U-House, and it's just, you can ask me any questions. Folks from our Membership Outreach Committee will be there as well, so hope you will join us for that. And that are all of the announcements. Anyone else have something I missed? That's actually the focal point, yeah. Please. Yeah, the main idea is any visitors or people who want to learn more. That's sort of the target audience, but of course anyone who wants to learn a little bit more about what's happening in our faith are more than welcome. Well, friends, welcome. Welcome to this place. Here we honor the inherent dignity and worthiness found in everyone. We gather together each week in covenant and community to remind ourselves that we are good, that we are loved, that we all could use a little bit of work, that we are here to do that together. So whoever you are, whatever you believe, whomever you love, we welcome you to this congregation.
we kindle this flame, we honor and remember those who have passed into the mystery. Their brightness lives in our vision. Their courage lives in our commitment. And their love continues to bless the world.
Let us gather. As the days grow shorter and we work to complete the harvest of our lives before the long winter comes, let us gather. During this season when the wheel of life turns, and the veil between this world and the next grows thin, let us gather to remember, to honor, grieve all of those departed souls whom we miss so dearly. Let us gather to celebrate that which was, that which is, that which will always be. Let us gather, as always, embraced by our community, bound by our covenant, and united by our love. Come, let us worship together. I would invite up anyone who is in costume, who's like to come a little closer. Any brave souls out there? And if you didn't come in costume, you can make up what your costume is. Whoa. Very ominous. Hello. Well, have you ever wondered where Halloween comes from? Have you wondered? Yeah?
Like day of like the god.
Day of the god. Interesting. Well, we sometimes dress up on Halloween. We know that. You're all dressed up today. And sometimes if you think about it, when you go out trick-or-treating, is it a little spooky? Yeah. No? You never see anything scary? Oh, well, I see something really scary right now. Well, sometimes when we're out trick-or-treating, we think about things that scare us, and we think about how we might get through those things that are scary. And there's some things that people forever have been really scared about. Anybody have an idea what that thing might be? Like really scared about? What do you think?
Clowns.
Death.
Bats.
Bats. Anyone else?
Height.
That is like one of my biggest fears, seriously. Well, yes, so there's a lot to... Oh, did you have something?
Medicine.
What was that?
Medicine.
Magazine?
Doctors, healthcare.
Doctors and healthcare. The healthcare system is kind of scary. This is true. Well, I do want to give you a little bit of history about why we celebrate this day and where it came from. It actually came from originally an ancient celebration that was Gaelic. So in Ireland and Scotland and part of what's now England, they celebrated something called Samhain. And this was before Christianity was part of that part of the world. Then the Catholics came and took some of that and incorporated it into a tradition that was more in line with what they were thinking, and it became All Saints' Day, when we can honor all the saints who died long ago. And then, like 500 years ago, the Protestant Christians came along and they said, well, we like it, but we're going to change it all Souls' Day, when you can honor anyone who's died, right? And now Latinos all over celebrate Dia de los Muertos, which is very similar, some different customs and traditions, but related to that as well. And of course, we all celebrate All Hallows Eve, better known as what?
Halloween.
There you go. Good. So that is why we have Halloween. That's where it came from. It's been around for a very long time. So today, I am wondering if you all would be willing to join me in a little bit of a costume parade. Yeah? Would you? Okay. All right. So can you all stand up, and we're gonna show off our wonderful costumes. And as you walk by me, you can start going this way and just making a circle all the way around. Who wants to be the leader? Malcolm, good. But you have to first come in front of me, and you just have to say what your costume is. Oh, wait, let's do it over here.
Mario. Hermione. Dalmatian. Woody. Wither.
Hot dog.
Young Hercules.
Everybody knows my name.
That was scary. And for all you boomers out there who thought I was a Benedictine monk, you're wrong. I'm a Jedi. Come on. can everybody make their way back to their seats, wherever you would like to sit. Today is an intergenerational worship service, so you are with us today. Isn't that fun? Let's give them a round of applause. So to give you a little bit more detail on some of these traditions, Samhain, as I mentioned, the Gaelic festival, marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, something that was really important to that society. It was marking the darker half of the year that was to come. The festival marked with great gatherings and feasts, and was when the ancient burial mounds where people had died and been buried long ago, they were opened up, which were seen as portals to the other world. And then, as I mentioned, when Christians moved into Scotland and Ireland in the 9th century, they assimilated Samhain into their own tradition, and it evolved into All Saints' Day, commemorating those who had reached Christian sainthood, celebrated on November 1st. And later, the Protestant Christians broke away from Catholicism about 500 years ago. They added All Souls' Day, celebrated on November 2nd, the day after All Saints' Day, a day to honor all who came before, and not just the saints. Tradition continued to expand and evolve when Christianity spread to the Americas. And it again evolved into El Dia de los Muertos, a holy day when Latinos might visit the graves of family members, celebrating, remembering, honoring all of those loved ones who had died. So just wanted to give you a little bit of history on that, so that when we do go trick-or-treating and dress up on Tuesday, you can understand that it's a bit more than just candy and spooky spiders. It actually comes from a very long line of religious observances meant to help connect us to those who have come before. All right. Well, now I'd invite you all to stand in body or in spirit for our opening hymn, The Lone Wild Bird, number 15 in your grade hymn. To lead us in our candles of joy and sorrow.
Good morning, everybody. Now is the time in the service where you're invited to come up and share any joys and sorrows if you'd like. And please state your name when you come up. Thank you. Well, I'll light this candle now for all the joys and sorrows that are gone unsaid and are held in our hearts.
And for all of those we've lost long ago or recently, candle of remembrance. Please join me now in a spirit of prayer and meditation. Oh, this morning, let's pause. So much happening in our world right now. So much pain. And we pray for all those who are in harm's way. Pray for all of those who have been wounded, all of those who have been killed. Likewise, we pray for all of those who right now are filled with anger and rage. Their hearts might be changed for just a little while. They too might find a moment to breathe. They too might let a bit of light into their hearts. This morning we also hold up so much gratitude. So much happening in our world. It's a comfort to know that we're here this morning together. Some here in the sanctuary, some streaming in from other places. We're all together, bound by love, support, comfort. For all of this, we give our gratitude and thanks. No matter what happens, we're in this together. Pause now for a time of silent meditation.
Spirit of truth, of light, of God, we celebrate thy wondrous ways. Unite our hearts this sacred hour in faith and
Audrey Hall for a poem.
They Are With Us Still by Kathleen McTeague. In the struggles we choose for ourselves, in the ways we move forward in our lives and bring our world forward with us, it is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in this choice of living. It is right to name the power of hard lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us, those who struggled for justice and suffered injustice before us, have not melted into the dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they lived hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. We take them with us, and with them choose the deeper path of living.
Thank you, Audrey. Well, now I'd ask George Lester to come forward to introduce the morning's offering. And any kiddos here who would like to help collect the offering, if you could just come sit up here in the front row and wait for instructions.
Hello, everybody. I'm George Lester. I'm a member of the annual fund drive committee, and so just a couple of words of reflection is that I haven't seen a lot of you all fall. I've been traveling a lot, so this is actually my first back here in a couple months, 6 or 8 weeks anyway. But it's just so wonderful. The congregation is such a loving and comforting place in difficult times. And that is great news about our renter, but I would still remind we're supported, the building, Dave, Eva, everything, we're all supported by the members of the congregation. So please pledge generously when that comes around next year for the pledge drive, and in the meantime, please give generously. So we will do the offering.
Russell to come forward for the morning's reading.
Morning. 1,000 Voices by Tania Marquez. Listen more often to things than beings. From Spirits, a poem by Birago Ismail Diop. Every year around this time, there is a distinctive smell in the air, and the trees sway like the whisper of 1,000 voices. That's how I know they are coming. At that point, the perpetual altar in my heart begins taking place outside of me for a few days, and it dances with joy at the thought of their coming. First, the table that will be their altar. A few boxes on top to create different levels. I begin to think about the pictures I am adding to my altar today. The beloved friend who didn't get to say goodbye, the one I loved, my grandparents, the cousin who left too soon. I allow myself to think about the ones whose pictures won't be on my altar, but that I still remember. The fragrance of the semsapsul fills the air. Grandfather's sun-made flower, a ray of light guiding them back, calling them home. It is a long way there. It is good to have some food and drink ready, so they may quench their thirst, so they may eat and gain strength for the way back. I love adding chocolate and drinking chocolate caliente. I imagine a moment of communion that transcends the world of the living. Once the altar is ready, I behold the sight of this place of encounter. They will come and will know they are missed. All of the times we spent together, all of the memories come rushing to us. Our elders told us, to remember is to live again. And that's what we do when we allow ourselves to be surrounded by their presence and the stories of times we spent together. My family and I gather. We tell stories, we laugh, we also cry a little. We rejoice in their company. Their stories come alive in our telling, and so does the love we still feel. I have learned to listen more often to things than to beings, to listen to my heart that knows a different way of knowing. My heart knows that the dead aren't really dead. Their stories are perpetually being told by the world around us, like trees swaying, like the whisper of 1,000 voices.
Thank you, William. Acknowledging grief in our lives calls us to practice vulnerability with others, to not be afraid of saying that we have lost, not pretending to always hold it together. Entering grief can help us face our own sense of mortality, the thing we often fear the most, even one of our children today named. The holy ground of grief can be a place where we meet others also grieving and recognize this common human experience. Grief is a transformational process. It moves us from one place to another. It's both the gate, and once we enter that gate, it becomes a companion that's on the journey. I know from my own life experiences of grief and from accompanying you on that same journey, it's not possible to undertake this journey alone. We need one another as friends and witnesses, and allies, and partners, and beloved companions. So this morning we're here at a time set aside every year here at First Parish to name our losses, to lift up the life we honor, to grieve, to be vulnerable, to be grateful. So now we enter into our time of shared remembering. So I'd invite all of you who are so moved to come forward to speak the name of a loved one who we would like to honor this morning. I invite you to take an autumn leaf and place it in the communal bowl of water as a reminder that they are still with us, floating gently. And if you've brought a picture or a memento, I would also invite you to leave that on the altar as well. And as we witness together all of those who are brought forward in names spoken aloud. Let's recognize that in a very real way. They are present with us. So if the Spirit moves you, I would invite you to come forward now. I'd ask you to come down the side aisles.
Zeus.
My brother-in-law, John McSherry, who died on Halloween last year.
Dan. Bill Michaels, Barbara Rumsey, and Diana Cornett.
My sister Susan and my brother Harlan.
Timothy Quan Elder.
My parents, Bob and Eva Rachel. My parents, Marcia and Richard.
My mother, Cornelia Rogers Trowbridge Gorley. My other parents, Rob and Ann Gorley, and my in-laws, Christy and Steve Stevenson.
My cousin Peter Jensen, July this year.
This is for my brother Al and my parents George and Virginia Lester.
My grandpa Sam. Our dog and bunny Peter and Dennis.
My parents, Betty and Fred Temple, my sister, Cynthia McCord.
Chad Conley, Christopher Conley's brother, Molly, Chris and Eva's cat, Christopher, John, Anthony, Gally, my husband.
John and Margaret Mulligan, grandparents.
My dad, John Cornett.
My mom, Carol Rosine. My cousin, Kenny Calvick. All my grandparents, great grandparents, and all who came before that. Behold all of these losses gently. This morning I will bless them with the words of poet Robert Hugh Orr. He says, They are not gone who pass beyond the clasp of hand, out from the strong embrace. They are but come so close, we need not grope with our hands, nor look to see, or try to catch the sound of feet. They've put off their shoes, softly, to walk by day within our thoughts, to tread at night our dream-led paths of sleep. They are not lost, those who find the sunset gate, the goal of all their faithful years. Nor lost are they who reach the summit of their climb, the peak above the clouds and storms. They are not lost who find the light of sun and stars and God. They are not dead who live in hearts they leave behind. And those whom they have blessed, they live a life again, and shall live through the years eternal life, and grow each day more beautiful as time declares their good, and forgets the rest, and proves their immortality. Now I'd invite you to rise in body or in spirit for our closing hymn. We laugh, we cry. It's number 354 in your gray hymnal.
We need to feel there's something here to which we can
this sacred space, I leave you with the words of Nancy Woods from her poem Pueblo Verse. All of my life is a dance. When I was young and feeling the earth, my steps were quick and easy. The beat of the earth was so loud that my drum was silent beside it. All of my life rolled out from under my feet, like my land, which had no end as far as I could see. The rhythm of my life was pure and free. As I grew older, my feet kept dancing so hard that I wore out a spot on the earth. At the same time, I made a hole in the sky. I danced to the sun and the rain, and the moon lifted me up so I could dance to the stars. Now, my steps are slow and hard, and my body fails my spirit, yet my dance is still within me. My song is the air that I breathe. My song insists that I keep dancing forever. My song insists that I keep rhythm with all of the earth and all of the sky. My song insists that I will never die.
Until we meet again, we share our sacred love, to live in life, to do the right and grow in loving care. Amen.
I will now extinguish our chalice. May its light and warmth stay in our hearts until we meet again. Here ends the worship. Let our service begin.